Man, nothing like Alaska. Incredible.
Trouble, stay away from my door. Trouble, stay away from my door.
Hey there, so yesterday I hiked up from Juneau and went down there along that building and then over there. Juneau is just a 20-minute walk that way. So today I'm exploring further. There's a trail going up that way. There were a couple of ladies up ahead and I tried to ask them which way to the gold mine, because that's the thing to see here, and they weren't sure. So I think I'm going to go this way first and then maybe come back and do that. Today is February 7th. It is 1:30 in the afternoon. It is 19 degrees Fahrenheit and I've been overheating. I guess I'm getting used to the Alaskan cold. It is Super Bowl Sunday. Maybe go watch that after this hike. Hi there. Is the gold mine this way?
Yeah, the mining museum's out that way, end of the road on the right.
Okay, excellent. How far of a hike is that?
Half mile or less.
Brilliant. Thanks, man. So, just going to wander around today in this beautiful snowy scene. Great to get into the forests, get out of town, see these magnificent snow-covered mountains, and to be able to do it just, walking right out of Juneau there is pretty darn convenient. So, we'll see where I end up. Hello. Howdy. And so as for the bear situation, then they are hibernating. It is middle of winter. I stopped into an outdoor store yesterday to get bear spray, and they said they don't even carry it because it is a summer thing. And so I guess you don't have to worry. I'm wondering if you do happen to see one, is it going to be pissed off and starving because it got woken up or whatever when it was hibernating? So I'm not going to let my guard down, but I guess it is less of a issue. Welcome to Last Chance Basin. It was here in the fall of 1880 that a local Tlingit native named Cowie led Joe Juneau, who Juneau is named after, from Quebec, gold miner, and Richard Harris to the shimmering gold-bearing waters of what is now known as Gold Creek. Their discovery led to a series of claims and placer mines in Silver Bow Basin further up the creek. Later that year, they established the town site of Harrisburg, later Rockwell, then Juneau, on the shores of Gastineau Channel. By 1881, a series of mining claims were staked by Stuart Howe and Cooper. The Last Chance Mining Museum and Historical Park step back to a time of exploration and gold discovery in southeast Alaska. The city of Juneau acquired the property in 1972 from the Alaska Electric Light and Power Company, which operated seasonally until 1983. And here we got some big old piece of equipment. Pelton Wheel Air Compressor. William Ebner began working his claim in Last Chance Basin as early as 1897. After founding the Ebner Gold Mining Company, he sold it in 1907. The Pelton Wheel Air Compressor, which remains on the site, was used by U.S.A. to power tools and machinery that drove the Ebner adit under Gold Creek to the main mine workings. And so it looks like the mine shaft is right there. So let's check it out. I guess it's kind of spread out through this area because it says Perseverance Trail. I'm not sure if that is it down there or what. Just figuring it out here. But this path is going straight into the mine. Aha, so I think that is the Perseverance Trail. I'm gonna guess you probably can't go too far back in here. Nope. Man, that is a dismal looking hole there. Big icicles hanging down and a cold breeze coming through. It is very locked. So, I gotta make a decision. Up this path here or down to the creek, because it looks like there's a trail going down there. Well, let's go for it. A little ways, see where it goes. It's going uphill. The creek path might be a little easier, but let's give this one a try. And here we got a sign. Perseverance Trail, 3 miles. So what does that mean? 3 miles, like to the start of something or to the end of something? So you are here. So the trail going down there, you could start it back there. I remember seeing that. Juneau is down here. And so up to Mount Juneau Trail. So I guess the top of the mountain here and then back in here. So where does the 3 miles go to? It doesn't tell you what's 3 miles to there or... Well, I don't think I'll be walking 3 more miles anyways. That would be 6 miles round trip to here, and there's another like mile back. That'd be like 8 miles total. And there isn't a whole lot of light up here in the winter, so just hike for a ways. And so the cold is a little bit tricky because I am simultaneously hot and cold. Like my trunk area and my legs keep getting like hot flashes, and then my fingers were getting freezing, so put the gloves on, and so it's kind of hard to find the right balance of like, so everything is kind of comfortable. I guess you figure that out as you live up here. Then maybe for hiking you don't need the long underwear that I have on the bottoms here on the legs, because you just heat up a lot from the hiking, but then you don't want your skin exposed to the cold. So yeah, still figuring that out. This trail is a historically and scenically rich trail, but it can also be a dangerous trail. Sharp drop-offs along portions of the trail are a hazard for small children during the summer. During the winter, snow slumps, slides, and avalanches create conditions which can and have been fatal. So a quick recap of my situation for anyone who didn't see the previous videos. Then basically this is kind of my 4th time to Alaska, you could say. I lived here from 1990 to 1992, going to university in Fairbanks and then Juneau for a year each, and so called that one time, and then came back in 1995 and worked in Denali National Park at the end of the summer, and then came back again in 2017, again worked in Denali for the end of the summer there, washing dishes for just a month, and then back here once again. Arrived, it's been like 10-11 days now that I've been staying just in Juneau, working away on the videos and getting out and exploring a bit and trying to figure out my travel plans from here. But there are travel restrictions because of coronavirus in which interstate travel is limited, and if you try to go to some of the small communities near here, I wanted to go to Teneke Hot Springs, which I went to when I lived in Juneau with my friend Eric in 91 or 92, but I called a local person there at a accommodation, and they said a 10-day quarantine is required, so not going to do that, of course. That's a shame, because that would have been so cool. It's on a island, a ferry ride or flight away, but the other issue is the ferries are limited. I guess that happened actually like a couple years ago. They just kind of stripped down the schedule, and so they don't run as often as they used to. There are flights, they're a little expensive, doable. Wow, look at that. And so I could take a flight somewhere, but I'm still trying to figure out where I can actually go. That Teneke would have been so awesome. It is barely a town, just like a clustering of homes and like cabins you can rent, and then hot springs there in a enclosed room. And so that would have been such a just ultimate Alaskan experience, but that's not happening. So I'll see, maybe Sitka or Ketchikan or Haines or something. Whoa, what a hike! I'm glad that I did this one. I know the other trail, I can see the bridge there goes across. Oh, that's the mining camp. Okay, I gotta go there. And I guess that is it. Okay. The trail doesn't seem to go further. I don't see the trail extending anywhere. And so that trail was just to the mining camp. Awesome. Well, I have to make sure to get back before it's too dark to tour the mine there. But man, this is just so dramatic. This cliff. I'm assuming that this was probably carved out during the mining days and has been used for 140 years, since the 1880s when gold was first discovered by Juneau. Wowzers. Oh my God. Such a trip that the capital of Alaska is just like a walk down the trail right there. Alaska's first road. Amazing. This is the first road of any great extent and cost we know of in Alaska. The canyon to the basin is steep and confined by precipitous bluffs, in many places requiring considerable skill and practical knowledge to overcome the difficulties met within its construction. This is the longest and best road in Alaska and will ever stand as a monument to the enterprise of the company. Juneau City mining record, 1889. Well, they've built a few more roads since then. The Perseverance Mine, so that is the mine here. So I was overheating, took off the blue jacket. Now I'm kind of a little chilly, especially with the wind blowing there. Part of the problem, is that the jacket there, the blue one, is super warm. I got it for trekking in the Himalayas when I did the Langtang trek in 2014, and it is just like really thick and warm. And so as soon as you put it on, then that is just like ultimate heat, and then you take it off, and now I just have on this one layer. It's actually okay now without the breeze blowing, and as I keep on moving, then this should be fine for a little while at least. The temperatures are going to be dropping as it goes into the evening, but for now, as long as you're hiking, then that keeps you warm. Look at that waterfall there. So when I lived in Juneau in 91 to 92, I never did this hike. I didn't come down to Juneau very much because I was up at the campus, UAS, University of Alaska Southeast, about a 20-30 minute drive up the coast. And so I was mostly on campus. I had a job at the library, so working on campus. The student housing was a 10-minute walk away from the campus, so that was my life, mostly up there. And so I had no idea that you could find this kind of incredible, you know, steep mountains and sheer valleys and stuff like this, just walking right out of town. Wow, that's like an ultimate polar swimming spot right there. Might have to think about that. Walk up the canyon, although actually it looks pretty tough. I mean, you could get down there from here. Be a little sketchy, but doable. But the idea of stripping down and jumping in that water right there, ooh man, that would be intense. Never done real polar swimming. Just swam in some glacial rivers, but in nicer weather. The first stamp mill, built near Ebner Falls, this 5-stamp mill began crushing ore in August of 1882, just 2 years after Richard Harris and Joe Juneau discovered gold along this creek. So, where was that? I guess down in that gully there? At the waterfall? Not completely clear. And so we got a trail junction, and I remember on the map, it's showing the trail to the peak of Mount Juneau. Same map here, so this gives a better idea now of the scale, now that I know from right there, where I saw the first sign, to here, that seemed like a mile-ish. And then it said 3 miles to Perseverance Trail. I guess it means to that, because then that would be another 2 miles. And then the Mount Juneau Trail right there. That looks awfully steep. I think I'll continue this way. Looks a little easier, a lot easier, and still epic views. And I'm curious to see what's up this valley here. Just amazing. So I guess the trail just winds on up through this valley, and then there's a crack in there. Man, it would be just mind-blowing to get like miles back in there. So I have a little bit of a quandary when it comes to the bears. Now, just in case there's one around, which, you know, I can't not think about it, the possibility of running into a big fat grizzly back in here. If there were some out and about, should I be yelling like I usually do when I'm backpacking in the wilderness, hey bear, just to be on the safe side and scare them away? Or is that possibly going to wake them up from their hibernation? So I think I'll stay silent, I guess, and hope that they were correct yesterday at the outdoor store in reassuring me that they're all snoozing right now. And another junction. Red Mill Trail. You are here. No tracks on that one. And I'll be honest, I am getting a little just kind of freaked out about the whole bear situation, even though I guess it isn't an issue, but you still just can't not be imagining them out there. So I think just gonna go a little bit further, try to get a bit more of a view up the canyon here. It's getting to the point here where snowshoes would be helpful. I guess that is Mount Juneau there. Man, nothing like Alaska. Incredible. What an absolutely gorgeous valley. Oh man, those mountains are magnificent. And it's nice and level right here too. But I am feeling the burn. The cold is not a problem, obviously. I have 2 jackets and 2 hats and another pair of gloves and a throat warmer in the backpack. But the light, a little bit of an issue, not so worried about that. More a matter of the snow getting harder to get through and them bears. And check this out, for some reason these footprints here meander off over there. So that is the last of the human tracks at the bridge, it looks like. And this is animal tracks, I would assume. I mean, what else would do this? And they get smaller up here. Quite small. Rabbit or fox. Something with pretty short legs. And no tracks this way. Still doable. All right, gotta go just right up here. Those peaks are just mind-blowing. So sharp. Almost blending in with the sky there. What a just amazing trail here. And it really gets kind of snowed in there, so I think this is a good spot to turn it around, head back to the gold mine. So I'm back at the junction to climb to the peak of Mount Juneau, and I'm curious to see what the mileage is that I just did. I'm guessing that the 3-mile mark that was referred to as the start of the Perseverance Trail was probably at the point where the Red Mill Trail veered off, where there was no tracks there. So, started there, Juneau Trail junction there. I got to that point and then kept on going further and crossed the river. I think I must have turned around right around there. So, if that's 3 miles from there, then that was like another half a mile further. To the best of my figuring it out, then I just hiked about 3.5 miles from the point down there near the mine and then back. So that was 7 miles plus the mile to town and then the mile back to town. And so it's looking like a 9 to 10 mile hike today. Didn't expect to do that. The weather is actually amazing for it because the cold air gives you energy as long as you're not, freezing your butt off. But it's just very invigorating. And so I'm not like overheated or sweating. So as long as you're appropriately dressed, then hiking in the snow is a good way to go. So unfortunately there is some bad news. I'm at the U.S.A mine camp and it is closed. Not sure if there are hours when it's open because there's these signs right there. It looks like they must allow visitors at some point, or maybe they did in the past, or I don't know, but I'm really bummed because looking at those buildings there, I was just so intrigued to get up in there and explore around. Dang. Well, I'm going to have to try to find out if this is open at some point and maybe come up here later and do the official tour. But I'll zoom in on it here. Anyway, that is going to wrap up this video. Head back to Juneau. Time to get to work. Well, get to work and watch the Super Bowl. Going to edit videos and watch the Super Bowl and relax my tired muscles for the rest of the afternoon. So, thanks for watching. Lots more coming from amazing Alaska. See ya. Okay, I'm officially tired.